Okay, let's go. Let's get ready for our session. So before we start, let's give ourselves a stretch like we always do. And maybe when you're giving yourself a stretch, really feel into the stretch. Be really present to how it feels when you're stretching your body. Hmm. And then once you're happy that with those feelings, with your body nicely relaxed, then close your eyes and sitting down quietly, just noticing the weight of your body on your seat and the weight of your feet on the on the floor. Hmm. And then switching your attention and focus from your feet into your chest. And into the chest, more specifically in the middle of the chest, into the heart. Maybe trying to tune in a little bit more into either feeling the sensations of your heart beating in your chest, or maybe even hearing the sounds of your heartbeats in your chest. And then imagining as if your breath is flowing in and out directly through your heart. And as you do that, gently slow down your breathing and just breathe a little bit deeper than you usually do. Very simply breathing in and out through the heart in a nice, slow, deep rhythm. And let's do this together for about another minute or two. Okay, and as you might get a sense of relaxation and peace and quiet coming over you thanks to this slow, deep breath, let's take advantage of the calm to remind ourselves of what is our vision for our future. So whether you're very clear on the vision that you have for your whole life, or whether you're clearer on some shorter term goals, just remind yourself where you want to head. What is the direction that you're aiming for in your life right now? Okay, and once you've done that, now we're just going to contemplate for a short moment. We're going to contemplate the recent past. So the week that's just passed, how did it unfold for us? So in essence, reviewing what worked well and maybe what didn't work as well as we wanted to or we hoped to, we hoped for. So without judgment, just noticing last week. And as we're at the end of the month, you might also want to review the whole month. It's up to you, of course. You don't have to, but if you want, you can. So just looking at the recent past in different areas of your life, whether it's work or your personal life, your relationships, your passions, your hobbies, your self-care, your health. Just have a little review. What worked well in the sense that what do you want to keep in your life? What do you want to nurture, to maintain? And maybe also notice for everything that worked well, is it just the outcome that worked well, the result? Or is it also the process through which you came to the result? Because sometimes the results worked, but the process wasn't bringing you joy or wasn't pleasant. So just notice. Just notice as it gives you some information about maybe some aspects that are more or less helping you to be in the flow. And so maybe some good results, maybe they're worth a process that was not 100% joyful, but maybe they're not worth a process that you didn't enjoy. So just notice that. And what's more important for you. Maybe sometimes it's more important to get the results, but then you know that in the future, you'd rather engage in different ways to get to those results. So then you can keep contemplating what worked well and not so well. And maybe some of those processes, you can put them into the not so well working category. And then what else didn't work as well as you wanted? Maybe some results didn't work well. And if that's the case, also look at the process that got you there. Because maybe in those processes, there were some aspects that were fun, even though the result didn't work out. So just notice and notice what you're learning from it about what works well for you, about what helps you to be in the flow, about what's bringing you joy. And when you're thinking about what doesn't work, maybe think about it in terms of what you want to change or what you want to course correct. Always see it as valuable information, not as a negative that you need to judge yourself for. So let's ponder for another minute about the past, the recent past. And then once you've done that, we're going to ask ourselves the question. And of course, if you're listening on a recording and you wanted more time, you can always pause and give yourself more time for the contemplation. And otherwise, if you're ready, just ask yourself this question. If last week or last month was to repeat itself over and over into the future, do you have the sense that it would bring you closer to your goal, your vision? Do you have a sense that it's already moving into the right direction? Is your trajectory on target? And in case it's not, again, don't judge it, but just notice. Okay, it might be a little bit off target or a lot of target. And it's okay because now you know and you can start working on course correcting. And now that's what we're going to start doing, course correcting, aligning. So now for this next part, let's invite our imagination to play with us into imagining the best possible version of the week and the months to come. So again, if you want to only focus on the week, you can do that. If you want to focus on the whole month, you can too. Whichever works for you. Okay, so what if next week, next month was to work out for the best? And you can start by imagining yourself being at your best, yourself being energized in the best ways of being, displaying the best ways of being that you're capable of, being excited, motivated, joyful. And from this place, just imagine everything that you are creating when you're in such a flow, everything that you make happen. What does your week, your month look like when you're at your most creative and productive? What are you making happen? What are you creating that is in your direct control to do so? What actions are you putting in place? What decisions are you taking? What connections are you making? And then, as you're in such an amazing flow, being creative, productive, connected, you may notice that your vibration, your flow is communicative, it's contagious, and is having a positive impact around you, so that everyone around you is also in the flow. And what that creates is things that are not directly in your control somehow seem to magically work out for the best as well. Maybe decisions that others are making, actions that others are taking, somehow are aligned with yours, you're supporting each other, it's contributing to each other's lives, projects. So now you're noticing that things that are not in your direct control are also working out for the best. So in that case, how does the week look like, sounds like, and feels like? The week or the month, of course. What do you see could be happening? What can you imagine could be happening in such an expanded flow? And then as you're pondering on these results that are coming your way, that you are creating in a direct or indirect way, then maybe notice how some unexpected opportunities, synchronicities might also be part of your week and your month. Things that seem as if coming out of the blue. What surprises could be entering your life? So for a moment, just imagine what the unexpected could be bringing into your life. Again, as a result of this flow that you've created. And maybe here is just by staying quiet and allowing your imagination to have something bubble up to your awareness. You might not be able to force yourself to imagine something here, but just allow it to pop into your head, into your awareness. And then if we go one step further, in asking our imagination to just be open to imagine beyond what it's currently able to imagine. So setting an intention that if and when we encounter possibilities, opportunities that look very unfamiliar, that we will be able to acknowledge them and recognize them for what they are, which is opportunities that we had not been able to imagine so far because they're outside of our current paradigm. Our imagination is not able to grasp them yet. But let's make a pact that when they show up in our life, we will allow ourselves to welcome them, to receive them, whatever is not yet in the realm of our current imagination. Okay. And once we've done that, let's just tune in to how we are feeling. How are we feeling when we've had the best possible week, the best possible month, when we've been in such a flow that has had such impact on others, impact on possibilities that are coming back to us. And here, maybe it's emotions, feelings, sensations that are very familiar to you and you can name them. And maybe it's more subtle. Maybe you feel it in your body, but you're not quite sure exactly what it is. And in any case, it's fine. What we're going to do now is purposefully get them to grow so that we can feel them with more intensity. We're going to make them more powerful. And to do that, just going to invite you to imagine as if these sensations, whether you can name them or not, are also flowing in and out through your heart with each of your breaths. So just imagine every time you breathe in, these sensations are gathering into your heart and into your body with more intensity. And every time you breathe out, they're expanding out from your heart into the space around you and in front of you. So effectively nurturing you and the space around you, bathing you in them, in their energy, in their vibration. Every time you breathe in, feel these sensations into yourself. And every time you breathe out, feel or imagine that you're feeling them radiating out through your heart into the space around you and especially in front of you. And keep breathing in and out through your heart. Breathing in, feeling these sensations inside of yourself. Breathing out, expanding, radiating these sensations out into the space around you and in front of you. And the more you breathe, the more you notice these sensations getting stronger and stronger with each cycle of breath. It feels like this warm heart energy is getting stronger and stronger. So much so that in a moment, with a few more cycles of breath, they will be so strong that they're starting to shoot out from your heart like a laser beam. They're so concentrated, so powerful. Every time you breathe out, it's like this laser beam, like a flashlight in front of you, illuminates the space in front of you. And it's as if it's carving out a portal, a door right in front of you. A little bit like in your favorite sci-fi movie, just imagining, visualizing the strength of this heart's feelings, literally shooting out from the heart like a laser beam that carves out a portal in time and space right in front of you. And this portal, on the other side of this portal, is the start of this week starting today, and is the start of a new version of the week, is the start of a new version of the week that is aligned with the energy of your goals and your vision. So now we're going to imagine that we're stepping into this portal in our mind's eyes, taking these few steps and entering through the portal into this new timeline. And as soon as you are entering that portal, you just know that the old timeline is dissolving behind you. You are not going back to the past, but you're stepping into the future, a future that's aligned with your flow, your energy, your vision. And so here, I'm going to invite you to take a moment, a few minutes, to just breathe in deeply, imagining, feeling that you're inhaling deeply this connection with this new future, this new timeline. Every time you breathe in and out, that you're literally breathing in this new version of your life. And maybe when you breathe out, breathing out gratitude, breathing in, connecting with this new version of your week, and breathing out gratitude. And noticing how you're feeling into this new space, into this new time space. Maybe intuitively, you might be seeing colors differently, seeing and imagining environments around you, noticing some details that are different. Or maybe you might hear some sounds, some voices that indicate that you're into a new upgraded version of your timeline. Maybe there are voices that you know or voices that you don't know yet. Maybe you can even imagine as if you're touching something in this new realm, just noticing how it feels, the texture, temperature. Maybe there are smells that you can notice as well, smelling like a fresh new week starting, whatever it would smell for you. And then as you're nicely connected with this new timeline, we are now going to anchor it into ourselves so that at any moment, effectively during the week, we can easily remind ourselves of it. We can remind ourselves of this new reality that we're in. So, and to do that, I'm going to invite you to choose an anchor, which is a very simple gesture, a physical movement that's easy to do, easy to remember. Maybe it could be just touching two fingers together. It could be just taking a deep breath or rolling your shoulders down. It could be touching your heart with your hand. It could really be anything that's easy for you, that makes sense to you. And then once you've chosen your anchor, take a deep breath, taking in this new timeline, this new reality. And when you're inhaling it, now apply your anchor. So if you chose to touch your fingers, touch them now. And if you chose any other gesture of movement, do it now. As you're inhaling this new reality, just apply your anchor, knowing that now you're anchoring this reality into your body, your mind, your psyche, and into your field, somehow into the universe, signaling the universe that this is your new reality, your new path, and yet you're strongly anchored in it. So now at any moment during the week, if you need it, just remind yourself of this new reality by applying your anchor again. So whenever you will need it, you can always bring your fingers together or take that deep breath or roll your shoulders or touch your heart with your hand or whatever you have chosen as your anchor. Okay, and now before finishing up, let's set up a last intention that now, all this week, we will notice the signs that we're in the flow, these moments of flow, these synchronicities or opportunities that are showing us that indeed we are living this new reality. We are living, creating this aligned version of our life. Okay, so then it's time to take another deep breath before bringing ourselves back. And to bring ourselves back, let's rub our hands together until they're warm. And then bring them at the top of our heads. And from there, slowly touch every part of our body, starting from our head and face, down our neck, shoulders, down the arms, then the front of our body from the top of our shoulders all the way down to our abdomen, and then the sides of our bodies, our rib cage, all the way down to our hips, and also as much as our range of movement allows, our back, from the top of our back all the way down to our buttocks, and then from our hips down to our thigh, our knees, all the way down to our legs and our feet. Just touching, reminding ourselves of the boundaries of our own physical bodies. And then if you can touch your feet, it's great, but if you can't, no worries, just press your feet into the floor to ground yourself again. And then when you feel nicely back into this new present, just open your eyes. And ta-da, and welcome back. And thank you so much for following along. And have a great, great week. Don't remember to apply your anchor if you need it. Sorry, there's some drilling going on in here. And I shall see you next Monday for our next session. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.